Update. My parents wouldn't give me a family ring so I could propose to my girlfriend because my sister isn't married yet. Original post. Just need to get this off my chest. My girlfriend's birthday is on Saturday and I plan on proposing to her. Our anniversary is 6 months from Saturday, April 29, and I think that would be a great day for a wedding. When my grandma died, she left all kinds of jewelry to my mom. She always said if I wanted one of her rings to give to a woman in the future, she would let me pick. I know my mom knows she said this, so I asked my mom for one of the rings, but my mom said not yet. She and my dad said my sister will be upset if I get engaged while she is still single and not married. It's not a secret that she's desperate to get married, but that's not my problem. My sister turned 29 in March and I turned 31 last month. And my parents said she'll be upset if I get married a month after her 30th birthday. So, I went out and bought a ring. It was never about money because I can afford to buy one. I just thought it would be special to give my girlfriend a family ring. I'm still proposing on Saturday despite my parents forbidding me to. I'm just angry that they asked me to hold off until my sister is married when she isn't even in a relationship. It angers me, but I don't want anything to spoil my girlfriend's birthday. Now for the top comments before reading the update. For her 30th birthday, your parents can gift her therapy. I turned 30 back in August. Never married. You know what happened? Nothing. The world doesn't end when you're still single at a certain age. Excellent encouragement for Opie to give his sister. I couldn't find a heart of gold, so I gave you a ruby instead. Best wishes for your future happiness. That's so weird. It's not like you're 17. A month after she turns 30? Does she own every month? Just wait until you start having kids or something before her. I get being sensitive to her feelings, but this is way over the top. I mean, they could let her pick a ring first and set it aside for the future. It sucks that they're going to be more worried about her feelings than excited for you. Then they'll wonder why you always spend holidays at the in-laws. No, not every month. Just the 6 months preceding her birthday. Oh, and also the 6 months post-birthday. But that's it. From too much sensitivity, she thinks she's the only one. That world revolves around her. I think like more drama will be in the future if it is not solved soon. Yeah, everyone has feelings that are irrational that they'd rather not have. Who hasn't been jealous of someone else getting what you really want? I remember being really sad when friends would be pregnant when I had 2 miscarriages in a row while trying for my first. I wasn't bitter at them. I sucked it up and was happy for them to their face, and I'm sure others have done the same for me. Everyone gets a turn in the sun and a turn being sad. I hate the types who want everyone to make a big deal celebrating them, but they were bitter and drama-filled during others' big events. Her parents need to teach her this. Be compassionate to her, but life must go on. Good for you. Congrats. Your parents catering to their golden child suck. Don't be surprised if you need to elope to avoid your family. Better yet, elope and then plan a party after you are married. And now for the update. I proposed on Saturday like I originally planned to. I proposed with the ring I bought after my parents denied me one of my grandmother's rings. As I said in my original post, it wasn't about money. I could afford to buy a ring. It was about being sentimental because my grandmother always told me I could have one of her rings. I didn't do anything elaborate or public. I proposed over breakfast and she said yes. She called it the best birthday gift she's ever gotten. She had the same idea as me and had suggested we get married on April 29, our 3rd anniversary, before I even brought it up. So that's what we are doing. We both agreed we don't want anything huge or expensive, so we're going to keep it small. It's 1:15 p.m. now. About 28 hours since I proposed. When we announced the news, my sister was upset just like I knew she would be. And my parents were mad I didn't listen to them. I'm 31 and don't rely on my parents for money. And I just told my parents and sister that if they are unhappy, they can skip the wedding. It would suck if I didn't have any family there, but I also don't want them to spoil this. I wasn't going to tell my fiancé what went down, but I did once my sister started melting down so she wouldn't be blindsided by any of it. She assured me she loves the ring and thinks my family's wrong. Her family had the exact opposite reaction as mine and they are all happy for us. So that's it. All is well. My fiancé is currently at work and it may sound stupid, but I miss her. She told me her coworkers are happy for her, and I know mine will be too when I go in later today. Edit. I also appreciate all the supportive comments in my last post, so thank you for those. Where is it written that if your sister is not happy, then nobody else can be either? Your parents spoiled the heck out of her. She'll never find happiness with that entitled attitude. Good on you for your response. Congratulations on the engagement and upcoming marriage. Your family can go suck it since you're creating a family of your own. Now we know one of the reasons as to why she's still single. Parents raised her to be entitled and selfish. For her to not even be happy for someone she's supposed to love says a lot about her. Good luck with the wedding, OP, and keep those people on minimal contact. I wouldn't put it past them to try and mess with the wedding out of envy. An invitation to the wedding should only follow apologies and groveling. Congratulations on the engagement. Yep, none of them should get any more details. No information about the place, the reception, the honeymoon, most certainly not invites. Nothing until every last one of them grows up and shows that they're gonna be grown-ups to you and your fiancé. How long do the parents and sister expect Opie to put his life on hold for his sister? I'm sorry she's single, but that's not his fault or responsibility. Let's play Guess Which Kid is the Golden Child. I'm imagining a childhood in which she could point to things her brother had, and her parents would take it from him to give it to her. And they have no freaking clue how to cope now that she's pointing to things like a marriage and shrieking, "I want it!" And they do not actually have the power to take it from him. Opie's response, that he didn't actually need the ring, so he'd still be marrying, thanks anyway, is honestly pretty badass in context. Had he raised protest, while it would have been understandable, it would have left them some illusion of power over his life choices. Oh well, never mind then. I'll get a ring on my own. Leaves them grasping at straws. I foresee you should buy a house for your sister. It's the least you can do for breaking her heart by getting married before she did. And how dare you get your wife pregnant? It wasn't enough that you got married first. Now you're procreating? Now for the second story. Update. I just invited my adopted sister for my wedding and I don't think we will ever speak to each other again. Original post. I am the youngest of 2 children. My parents always wanted a big family, but they had a string of miscarriages. So they turned to adoption. They had a baby girl through a closed adoption. Then 7 months after they adopted my sister, they conceived me. My parents said I was their miracle baby. For context, my parents and I are white. My sister is Hispanic and black. Growing up, my sister and I were best friends. We did everything together, and people said we acted like twins. We stayed best friends into adulthood, until she found her biological family. At first, I was happy for her. My sister always said that she felt like something was missing and finding her family seemed to be the missing piece. But then she started to treat my parents differently. She would constantly berate them for choosing to adopt, because she said adoption, especially transracial adoption, was wrong. She said that the experience was traumatizing to her and that she wasn't properly prepared for being a person of color due to their color blindness. I stayed out of it because her relationship with my parents wasn't my business. But when she made my mom cry after a particularly cruel remark, I started distancing myself from her. For context, she said that they should have gotten therapy for their infertility instead of becoming baby snatchers. Even though we weren't friends anymore, I couldn't imagine severing the relationship. And I definitely couldn't imagine disinviting her for my wedding. She was the one who introduced me to my fiancé after all. So, I told myself that she was my sister no matter what and kept her as my maid of honor. I changed my mind after she posted a picture of herself with her biological siblings. She captioned it, "It's been such a relief to find my real family. I finally feel like I'm home." I was beyond upset. I never ever thought of her as anything less than my sister. But apparently, I was never a sister to her. I didn't trust myself to call her, so I sent a text. "Since you don't see me as your real sister, there's no reason for you and your boyfriend to come to my wedding." I blocked her number after that. She blocked me on everything in response. Now our mutual friends are telling me that she's calling me a racist. I don't think there's any way to come back from this. I'm heartbroken about losing my sister, and I'm heartbroken that I never had one in the first place. Edit. Someone asked for context about a miracle baby comment, and a different commenter said I should add a response to the post. It makes both of us super uncomfortable. My parents think adopting my sister put my mom in the right state of mind to successfully carry a baby. They've called my sister the best thing to ever happen to them, because she not only gave them a child, but a whole family. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. As a black man who was adopted by a wonderful white family, I am shook at this. My adopted mom had a lot of fertility issues, and she took me in and two of my biological siblings, one half, since birth. It honestly gave us the best life we could have had. My birth parents did drugs and stuff. I can only imagine that life. So I don't know how some people could be so ungrateful to have been adopted by a good family, because that doesn't always happen. I was lucky my adopted mom kept in touch with my biological grandma, so I'm able to know the other 8 siblings I have and other family growing up. I'm 24 now and wouldn't have it any other way. Great to hear. My brother has adopted 3 awesome kids in similar circumstances. My younger siblings were all adopted from similar circumstances. Now that we are all adults, only 3 even talk to my mom anymore. I just get so angry. We were your real family. We loved you more than drugs. Gave you everything you wanted. Paid for any school you could get into. How dare you go back to that life? What a freaking waste of an opportunity. Just such a waste. But I'll never actually say anything because I'm white and can't ever really know their experience. Maybe cars on your birthday and a private pool and paid for college isn't as great as drugs. What the heck do I know? I also think that is why people sometimes worry about adopting between races. The adoptee can sometimes feel very out of place. Obviously, not everyone feels this way, but you never know how each individual will internalize their experience, being part of a family that is a different race than their own. Sounds like she's unpacking a lot regarding her identity and is unfairly lashing out. That doesn't mean you or your parents have to put up with it. Keep your distance while she figures herself out. Yeah, just because she is finding herself doesn't give her the right to be cruel to others. Yep, and this is something she should know intuitively. What a shame. Mixed children often struggle a lot with their racial identity. It was probably extra difficult for your sister because she didn't grow up with any ties to either of her biological cultures. However, your parents still loved and raised her the best they could. Nobody's a perfect parent. So to reduce them to baby snatchers when her bio parents gave her away is horrendous. Sounds like her bio parents may feel guilty and want her to be in their lives more. It's a lot easier to bond when you love or hate the same thing. Maybe they are invested in ruining the relationship with you and your parents so they can have her around more? Either way, I'm sorry you lost your sister, OP. But this isn't your battle to fight. Your sister needs therapy. I'm curious if the baby snatchers thing was spoon-fed to her by her biological family. That seems like very choice language. Now for the updates. We talked this morning. One of our mutual friends asked me to unblock my sister on her behalf. I called her and we had a long conversation about everything. I apologized for blocking and is inviting her without talking to her first. She apologized for being hurtful in the post. She is going to delete the posts calling me a racist and publicly apologize for calling me one. We agreed to keep each other blocked on social media because it will only lead to hurt feelings otherwise. She's still coming to my wedding, but not as the maid of honor. We're not back to where we were, but my sister says that is a good thing. Now that we got all our feelings out into the open, we can build a healthier and stronger relationship. Thank you for all the DMs. They helped me articulate myself while also staying sympathetic to her point of view. Update 2. The people telling me not to reconcile were right. And now for the third and full update. After my last post, I got comments and DMs saying that I shouldn't have reconciled with her. I should have listened. Yesterday, my parents offered to treat us to dinner. I couldn't make it, but my sister decided to go. From what my mom told me, the topic of my sister's adoption came up. They got into a fight about it in the middle of a crowded restaurant. It ended after my sister said that my parents should have accepted that their miscarriages were a sign from God that they weren't meant to be parents. For context, my parents are very religious. Growing up, they told us that God got them through the heartbreak of those miscarriages. My parents aren't perfect, but they didn't deserve that. Nobody does. And I am tired of making excuses for my sister. I'm tired of being sympathetic to her trauma when she weaponizes it to hurt others. I'm done. I should have been done after the baby snatching comment. She's not in my life anymore, and I'm trying to convince my parents to do the same. I sent her one final text that said, "I can't believe you would say that to mom. What the heck is wrong with you? Don't contact me again. Go be with your real family and leave us the heck alone." It's either she's going through a personal crisis or she's just an ungrateful brat. I wonder if she told her biological parents that having her was a sign from God that they should be parents and not give her up for adoption. I don't really think so. She sounds like a hypocrite. Your sister will, most likely, regret what she has done to you and to your parents, and I believe it will be too late for that. Your parents should start to realize that she doesn't see them as her parents, and therefore they shouldn't see her as their daughter. Overall, I feel awful for everyone in this, including your sister. If you guys come back from this, which I believe you will not, it will require a lot of work from her part, and it will never be the same. I'm an international adoptee along with my siblings. We had a happy childhood along with our parents' two biological children. My brother had an identity crisis when he was in college and went back to our home country for a while and even got to meet his bio mom, who gave him up for adoption due to his minor cleft lip after a surgery and kept making comments on his scar. It sounds like Opie's sister had one and got sucked in by her bio family's sub-story/lie. What she did is not okay. This woman just threw away the family that loved and raised her. Somehow the sister completely forgot that she was put up for adoption by her real family. Accusing her parents of child snatching is beyond low. I cannot help but wonder what the real family saying happened to make her call them baby snatchers and all those horrible things. A lot of adoption agencies put pressure on young moms to give up their kids. Private adoptions can be quite suspect in the US,